You know, I am cheering that new intro. That thing is fire. I'm so glad that I went and hooked that up. But anyway, hey yo, welcome back to another episode of Gym Talk at Best. I am Coach Walter, and you were talking to Coach Haley. Say hi, Haley.
Hi.
There she is. That's my homie. She's one of my coaches at the gym. And like last time, we are addressing a bunch of different questions that come up every day while we're in the studio. And today we have got a good one for you. So sit back, buckle up, and let's have at it. Haley, what question do we have today?
Alrighty, so our clients were asking us about protein and creatine. If someone's over 40 and wants to get stronger, why do these two come up so much?
Woo! That's a loaded question, but I got the answer for you. So these two things are complementary of each other. They're not the same thing. They don't do the same thing, but they complement each other very, very nicely. Protein provides the building blocks and amino acids to repair and build your muscle tissue. So as you lift weights, you get stronger, your muscle tears, right? You lift weights, you get micro tears. And protein helps your body to recuperate from those tears and make your muscles heal back together stronger and bigger. Creatine helps you produce energy for short, intense efforts like lifting weights, sprinting, or hard sets. So you can do a little more work and recover better between your sets. Together, they support your training. So basically, if you can imagine a catalyst like a spark or something when you're lighting a fire, yeah, the kindling is important and the logs are important, but you need something to get the spark going so the kindling will get catch on fire so then it can burn the logs. Well, that's what your creatine does for your body. It lets you do a little bit more effort and reduce the amount of recovery you need in between each individual set. Hopefully that clears it up just a little bit. But the stimulus and the recovery building process are key, and both of those items do lend to that complementing each other nicely.
Okay, so essentially, protein is the materials and creatine is the power supply.
I think that's probably the easiest way to get it.
Okay.
Protein is the bricks, and creatine is like the battery that helps you lift more bricks more often. So that's the difference, right? You have to be able to move things, and in this instance, we're moving muscle tissue, and the creatine is like the forklift to the bulldozer that helps you to do that.
Okay. Alrighty. So let's start with protein. What does it actually do in the body when we're training?
That's a loaded question. I mean, I wish I was a scientist. I probably could answer this nicer than I'm about to do now, but let's try to put it together for you. When you lift, you create tiny amounts of muscle damage and stress. This is normal and necessary. That's that pain that you feel. Your body repairs that tissue and it adapts to that stress and strain by building back stronger. Protein provides the amino acids that your body needs to help drive the reparation and growth. It also supports satiety, which is basically when it makes you feel hungry, helps you preserve lean mass during fat loss, and supports overall recovery. So what that means to you is the more protein you eat or consume, the more full you'll feel longer. And that's why having a protein heavy diet is important. Well balanced meal matters. But if you're trying to promote fat loss, which most of us are, having a high protein diet is key and it's essential because the more protein that you have, the more full you're going to feel for longer. Hopefully that answers that.
This is probably the most asked question we've had. Is
Okay.
protein more important after 40?
Ha! The answer is unequivocally yes in 99.99% of your question answers. As we age, our body becomes less sensitive to the muscle building signals from protein. People call this the anabolic resistance. The practical takeaway is this: consistent daily protein spread across your meals is more important for maintaining and building muscles. So sarcopenia is real as we get older. We can lose up to 3% of your muscle mass annually every single year after actually age 30. So the more protein we eat, we can help slow that process down. The more weights we lift, we can slow that process down. In fact, studies even show that with the right diet and the right type of training, you can continue to add on more quality muscle tissue up to the time you die. So the more protein you eat, the more promotes a healthier uh, plate for you, makes you feel full longer. And if you can balance that throughout the day, you're a lot better off.
What's the target that women over 40 should aim for? Or is there even one?
So that's a tricky question. A lot of folks have the old school mentality of 1 gram of protein per every pound that you weigh, or of what your goal body weight is per day. So, what that means, if I weigh 200 pounds, then that means I should be consuming 200 grams of protein. If I want to lose weight and I want to drop down to 180 pounds, I should be eating then 180 grams of protein. The practical range for active women focused on strength building is between zero point 0.7 and 1 gram of protein per pound of goal body weight per day. So let me make that make sense to you. If you're a lady and you weigh 150 pounds and you want to weigh 130 pounds, you should be consuming 130 grams of protein, because your body now knows and it adjusts to the fact that you are only going to be operating at 130 grams of protein in your body, and that's what your body wants to be and needs to be in order for it to take the full benefit of that protein that you want to have. So that means that you'll be consuming 130 grams of protein if you want to get down to 130 pounds from 150 pounds. If that feels like a lot, start lower and then build it up. What matters the most is that you're consistent throughout the days of eating your protein. If you eat 4 meals a day, eat your 4 meals a day, and then just build up to your protein limit that you want to get to for the day.
So, going on to that, how should they spread it out through those meals? Should they be more or less in one meal, or should it be evenly distributed?
Balance is key. 3 to 4 protein anchor meals per day. Meals or snacks should contain a solid protein dose, 25 to 40 grams of protein per meal, depending on how big you are, how big you want to be or don't want to be. That should be your daily target. You don't want to do anything that's going to front load or back load your protein. You want to balance it throughout the day, because protein, especially animal-based protein, it takes longer for your body to break down than just plants or fats or things like that. So you want to feel fuller longer, eat your protein spread out throughout the day. Okay. That's why we stress breakfast, lunch, dinner, snack. Because if you can balance that protein across 5 meals, you're in the zone you need to be in.
I think that covered just about what our clients ask about protein.
Okay, good.
Creatine, that gets a lot of hype. So what is it and what does it do?
Whew.
Very complex.
Creatine. So let's preface this by saying that a supplement is a supplement is a supplement. And creatine is the most used supplement on the market today. Men, women, children, whatever. But do you need it? And what is it? Well, let's be for real. Creatine is a compound that your body actually already makes. You get it from foods like red meat and seafood. In your muscles, creatine helps regenerate your ATP, which is your immediate energy source for short, powerful efforts. So think that when you lift weights, if you're doing your 5 sets and you're going to do your 8 to 12 reps, that's going to help you power you through those short efforts, those short bursts of efforts and movements. So that's kind of what creatine is and what it does. Most people consume their creatine in their foods, but adding a supplement helps to ensure that you're getting the right amount.
Okay. Could you elaborate a little bit more for us on what it means during your workout?
Absolutely. So creatine usually can mean 1 more rep. You can add a little bit more weight. You have a little better performance across your sets. And creatine is one of the things that you have to take consistently and constantly in order to realize the maximum benefits that it offers. So over weeks and months, the extra training quality can add up to more strength and more muscle, period. It makes your workouts better and more effective over time.
We already covered this one, but is it only for men?
Ha!
But how about bodybuilders?
Absolutely not. No, it is not for only men. I'm gonna hit it again. Even women can take creatine and should take creatine. Creatine is the most studied and the most used supplement on earth. It's used by athletes, everyday lifters, and especially can be useful for women over 40 who want to protect their strength and increase their muscle. So the answer is yes. Every single human being should take creatine if they're an adult and approved by the diet and approved by the doctors.
A lot of people stress about this weight gain when they take creatine. Is that true? And if so, how so does that work? What type of weight are they gaining?
So, yes, you do gain weight. However, muscle tissue is more dense than fat tissue. So you can weigh more and still wear a size 4 versus a size 6. So you can look better because the creatine helps increase the water inside your muscle cell. It shows up as a small scale increase for some people, especially early on. So when you first start taking creatine, you can see a 1 to 5 pound gait jump off the rip. It's not fat gain. Many people actually like to look, and it makes your muscles look better, feel better. You just overall, it's a better situation for you. Now, a lot of people, oh my God, I weigh more, I weigh more, I weigh more. And I stress to folks all the time the scale is just one tool. How do your clothes fit? How do you feel? Are you stronger? Can you do more? It's the whole thing that you're looking for, not just that one small sliver of, oh my God, I weigh more and I can't weigh more and I need to weigh 125 pounds. Oh my God, I'm going to die. Ah, what am I going to do? No, that's not what it is. It's okay. You're going to gain 1 to 5 pounds, especially during the loading phase, and you'll be fine. Okay? You'll probably wear smaller clothes size than what you have been because you're taking creatine.
As far as dosage, how do you take creatine?
How do you take creatine? Well, the best thing to do is get creatine monohydrate. So let's look at the word first of all, creatine, and then monohydrate. One hydration, monohydrate. That means you're going to add water to your muscle tissue. Okay. And every single person should take 3 to 5 grams daily. Now, a lot of containers will say you need to take 15 grams a day for the first 2 weeks and then 10 grams for the next 3 weeks. And no, science does not support that. Science supports 5 grams a day, 3 to 5 grams a day, every single day, consistently at the same time of day, every single day, period off rip. So consistent dosage every day. Take your creatine. If you're over 40, if you're a man, if you're a woman, it does not matter. If you lift weights, you take creatine, period.
A lot of clients have also been asking, how does protein and creatine work together?
Sure. So we kind of touched on this a little bit at the beginning. Creatine what helps you train harder and recover better in between your sets, not overnight. Like sleep is the best recovery for that, which can increase your training volume and your quality of training. Protein allows you to repair and build from training. So creatine is what helps with the stimulus to get you started, and protein helps your body change after the fact.
Do you have to take them at the same time or no?
Tough one. So I prefer to be at a consistent time when you take all supplements. An answer, I guess, technically is not necessarily. Creatine works by saturating your muscles with the chemical and the water so they can get fuller longer. So daily consistency matters more than the timing. Protein timing matters a lot more. So you have to get your protein spread across the day and around your training, especially when you have a rigorous work schedule, whether you're a truck driver or your police officer or your personal trainer, whatever it is. It's important to have everything regimented. It's easier to do it when you're regimented, not doing it, oh, let me get my protein all at one time. It's better to do it, spread it over time.
Based on our current clientele, how would you recommend like a stack or a plan for a woman over 40 lifting 3 to 4 times a day? I mean, a week, not a day.
Okay. I said we also know 3 times a day. That'd be dope. Sure. So let's talk about it. So 3 to 4 meals a day. I would go with 4 and spread your protein 150 grams to 200 grams, whatever it is, spread it out over those 4 meals, evenly over those 4 meals. And then creatine, take your 3 to 5 grams a day, every single day. Strength training, focus on progressive overload, which is my favorite kind of training, which is adding a little bit more weight and a little more reps every single set, every single day. And make sure that you get your rest. And if you're taking creatine, you're drinking 1 gallon of water every single day. Sleep and hydration, you cannot bend on it, do anything. In fact, the only time I recommend not to train is if you have not had enough sleep. So get your sleep so you can train properly. Okay? Does that make any sense? Yes. Get your sleep and don't negotiate on your sleep.
Alrighty. So what's different about women over 40 and why do we emphasize strength and muscle so much?
I guess the biggest reason is that muscle is your coat of armor. It's your armor, right? It protects you from falling, from fracturing bones, from hurting yourself, from getting bumped by somebody. It's a defensive thing. Protects you against illnesses in some instances. It can even protect you against jerk-offs trying to hit you. All kinds of things. It also supports your metabolism, bone density, joint stability, insulin sensitivity. I'm going to read my list. I have a long list, y'all. Insulin and your confidence. During perimenopause, like most women in their 40s are, and menopause, hormonal shifts can make it easier to lose lean muscle mass and harder to maintain it without a plan. Protein and creatine are the 2 biggest tools in your toolbox, on your shelf, in your cupboard, in your refrigerator that can help women stay strong and capable.
Do you have any quick safety notes for us?
Sure. So creatine is filtered through your kidneys. And if you have some kind of kidney disorder or kidney disease, you should absolutely, positively, 100,000% talk to your medical professional. I am not your doctor. Haley is not your doctor. If you remember the butterfly effect, right here in Middletown, Delaware, we are not your doctors. I'm going to say it louder. We are not your doctors. Talk to your doctor if you have some kind of medical issue before you take any and all supplements. We are just giving you this information so that you understand what it is and what it does. Creatine standard dose is widely considered safe. And with protein, we also individualize it on your meal plan. So when you come here, join us at the studio, you get your own custom meal plan. You get your own supplement dosage recommendations. We do all that here, especially when you have medical care considerations. So if you're on certain kind of meds, different meds interact with different things differently. So we want to make sure that you get the right amount of supplement and the right type of workouts that are designed for you and your body. I'm looking at the microphone now because I'm talking on the microphone. I'm not talking to the camera. So listen, creatine matters and protein matters. Those are the 2 biggest parts of your non-food items that you should consider when you're working out or joining a gym. If you have questions about that, you can DM us or leave us a question and we'll reply.
If a listener only does one thing after today's episode, what should it be?
Sure. Lift more weights. I'm just kidding. Start with the basics. Strength train consistently and target your realistic protein goals every single day. And add your 3 to 5 grams of protein daily. And that's going to give you a simple, evidence-backed performance boost. Coach, I want more. Can you give me more? I can. But you got to come to the studio. I'll give you a free evaluation. We'll check you out and we'll see what we can do and what our recommendations are. If you decide to join us, then great. If you decide not to, that's okay too. We're still going to give the information you need to help make the best decisions.
Alrighty. And then as far as protein, to get back into it, I just want to make sure I don't miss anyone's questions.
Sure.
What are the best protein sources?
Best protein sources. I don't know what best is the right word. I think you can find it easily and readily in certain other places. So here we go. Lean meats, fish, eggs, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, whey or plant protein powder, tofu, tempeh, and beans. Just watch the total grams. Remember, different types of proteins have other things like fats and carbs associated with them. So just be aware. Hopefully that is helpful.
Okay. And then creatine timing, pre or post workout.
I don't care. That doesn't matter.
Okay.
Whatever you do best with. You have to just do your best. You have to make sure that you do it consistently. Otherwise, it's just going to be in the toilet.
All right. So we know protein helps with recovery. Does creatine help with recovery as well?
I don't know that there's any empirical data or science that says that it is. However, many people report better recovery between sets and improved training capacity, which indirectly supports recovery over time. So I'm not going to tell you that the answer is yes, 100%, because there's no data that supports it. But a lot of times our brains are powerful things and thoughts are things. So if your brain thinks it does, typically our body will capitulate.
Alrighty, and this looks like our last client question. Is creatine okay if someone is trying to lose fat?
Absolutely, positively, because remember, creatine helps us make muscles. Anything that makes us make muscles makes us burn fat because muscle is more calorically expensive than is fat. So it preserves your performance while dieting and helps you keep your muscle while you're dieting down. So the answer is absolutely unequivocally yes. So I would definitely consider that creatine is an important thing. It really makes a difference in your performance, in your day-to-day living, and in your quality of your training. It's very. I mean, if you're not taking creatine, you're lifting any kind of weights, then you're missing the boat. If you're not eating enough protein every day, then you're absolutely missing the boat. I think that part of the issue, though, is the timing. So make sure your meals are spread out evenly throughout the day. Set a timer on your freaking phone. Make it easy for yourself. There's no reason to try to reinvent the wheel, try to do something that's crazy. Just stick to the plan that your coach or your doctor or your nutritionist gives you. Stick to your plan. Eat your food. Take your creatine. Drink your water. And lift weights. Heavy, 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 heavy weights. And I think that's it. Anything else, Coach Haley?
Nope. Looks like we answered everybody's questions.
Fantastic. Good. So keep the questions coming. It was awesome to get 3 emails this week with questions and having other multiple different random stuff that I couldn't answer on the air. But please send us your questions about working out, nutrition, supplements. It doesn't matter what it is. If I don't know the answer, I promise you I will find the answer and come back and share it with you and bring the information right here on the Butterfly Effect Studio for Trainings channel right here on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and all of the things. You can also come visit us at Best in Delaware and at Instagram, at Butterfly Effect Delaware on Facebook. And our new location is 212 Carter Drive, Suite C, right here in Middletown, Delaware. And our web address, for those that don't know it, www.bestindelaware.com. Thank you for joining us. And remember, be good, eat good, because you cannot out-train a bad diet. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you, Coach Ellie, and we are